And Jennifer, from a sort of ad point of view, how, I suppose, if we've got a certain cost that we can justify, we can afford, how have you changed your approach to creative around the ads?
Yeah. So, I mean, look, right along with what Paul was saying, the personal brand, or even the brand with like that really good personal story, is absolutely something. Look, I even hate to say it's working right now. I think it's always been working. I hate the idea of like, what's working now. Like it's being like an authentic and transparent marketer and business owner or business. And that is ultimately what has other human beings, who is always who you're marketing to, feel that connection. That is what ultimately makes them buy. So I want to give you like a couple of examples. And one of them is definitely, again, super in alignment with Paul, how I market my own business. One of my most popular posts lately, I just happen to have this handy, is me drinking out of a purple cactus cup. It was a real hit. So that's just a random fun fact, to put purple cactus cups in your ads. But when I look at my own news feed, I mean, truly, in 30 seconds, I can probably find 5 ads, and that's just in 30 seconds, from other agencies and Facebook ads agencies advertising their service. So just in terms of the marketing that I do for my own company, we could argue that that space is incredibly saturated, right? If we want to look at it that way and put our power into that. And I've been able to crack a lead generation funnel, again, for my own agency, that has been wildly profitable over the last year or so. It's generated nearly $700,000 in business on like $30,000 in ad spend. And it's not because I'm like using a hack or a trick or a tactic that's like making it work, or that I figured out how to game the algorithm or get lower CPMs. It's that my marketing is very authentic. People feel a connection to me. I'm not playing the same game as all of the other agencies advertising, where they're like, look at my 100x ROAS, like, look at this amazing thing that we did. And it's like, okay, but that's what everybody else is saying. That's what everybody else is doing. And all of those ads look exactly the same. Now, my ads for my agency are, again, about me personally, about our mission, about our vision, about the real reason that clients ultimately work with us. It often includes images of purple cactus cups, or occasionally my cats. And the right people like immediately self-identify as my people, and competition is instantly irrelevant. So it does not matter what the costs are. The CPM could go up, or it doesn't matter.
I think
I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, I think it's what's going to get that cut through. One thing I found recently, and it was more by accident than by design, is I shared a post about my 11-year-old daughter starting a business. So the sort of shameless dad plug is wax melts, ecowaxmelts.com, if you want to go get some wax melts. They smell amazing. I've got one on in the background now, and we sent them to all our team, and they seem to like them. So, but on a serious note, I shared a post which was just, isn't this interesting? And like Paul's saying, it went, and then I tested out the other day, just a really sort of update link of, do you want to read this latest article about boring work stuff? And it got about 50 likes or shares or comments, about 50 engagement. The one about my daughter got about 8,000, right? So it's like so polar different. So I think that if you haven't thought about how you can engage your audience with your personal brand, or the brand that is behind your business, then you should sort of think about that. Because I think the world is changing, or has always been like that, but we're not going out doing that face-to-face marketing anymore. So how do we do it? So,
and I think just jumping in there, I think like it's that cliche thing, isn't it? People trust people, but actually, if you look at the data, if you just look at, I was just looking at the Edelman Trust Barometer last week, and which I hopefully many people on the call have seen and read, an absolute giant report. But obviously, the one page you look at in terms of industries, advertising industry is dead last in terms of trust. I think that the lowest score, which was 37%,
even after estate agents.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we after estate agents.
So yeah, you dead last. So advertise 37% trust. And so there's a fundamental breakdown, obviously, and that is part of this saturation conversation. That trust is a big issue. People don't trust what you're saying because messages are the same, and we are saturating messages, and it's difficult to get cut through. And I think, as Paul mentioned, if you can really understand what intrinsic value you can deliver to your audience, and what intrinsic value your audiences actually get from you, then you'll be and you can talk about that, and you can position your personal brand and your brand with a personal narrative in that way. Then you'll be in a very strong place to achieve some form of cut through, because it's clear from that trust barometer score that we do have a fundamental issue with trust in advertising, and that's a big thing.